To date, we've already distributed over 1 million meals since the start of our partnership with DoorDash. And this year in 2024, we're on track to surpass 2 million meals. As we were building Angel City, especially looking at our partnership portfolio, is really important as a new brand ourselves and as sort of a first mover in the women's sports space to be really bullish about the dollar that we were getting. We were looking for brands that were values aligned with us. We really looked at who reflects the values that we have as a club and what our community reflects, and started looking at brands that mirrored that. Of course, we went down categorically, as many teams do, and look at all the top spending categories in sports sponsorship. But we were afforded the opportunity as a brand new team to think about it a little differently. So we've really developed a way to look at the values that a brand has. Our partnership model is really unique, where 10% of all of our sports sponsorships go back to the community. Developing this model so that our partnerships are uniquely tied to the community work that we do and that we stand for as a brand. So over the time that we started from 2021 as a club, we've done every single partnership where we have this 10% model with a unique program for that partner that we are affecting real change in the community. A few specific examples. One, our back of jersey sponsor, Sprouts, the amazing grocery store chain. They are really adamant about supporting female athletes and women's sports teams. They've signed a number of NIL deals. They work with some college athletes as well, but really have become a staple in our portfolio and reflect that values of being community first, supplying their sports sponsorships for women and female properties. And so we've really grown together in that space since we were first of our kind, and it was a first for them as well. So we've really progressed together. One of our most prized 10% programs that we run is with our front of kit partner, DoorDash. We work extremely closely with a community group called All People's Community Center to deliver meals to people in need. So really utilizing the dollars from our program with our partnership to fuel the work that All People's Community Center does already in the community, which is really astounding work. And to date, we've already distributed over 1 million meals since the start of our partnership with DoorDash. And this year in 2024, we're on track to surpass 2 million meals delivered to people in need. So when we talk about the bigger meaning about why Angel City exists, it's to do this type of work through our partnerships, which has been really a dream to bring to life. We've also had a lot of our portfolio, about 25% of it, having never done a sports sponsorship before partnering with Angel City. We obviously had the advantage of starting with a blank slate. You start off as an expansion team. And with that, it really came back to the values aligned. Who did we see in the marketplace that was either doing things differently, thinking differently, supporting women, or having a unique connection? Maybe their leadership, had a sports tie themselves individually, being a former athlete or being a female as a leader in the company. And so finding inroads through that it is an emotional journey. Our owners have really been a support system since day one, both in the early days when we didn't have a logo, we hadn't had signed a single player, and being able to broaden our world more quickly was really impactful for the business. And certainly now when they show up to games, when they share on social media, our breadth of our club is really, really enlarged because of that. It brings in new people and new brands to our ecosystem. We had people that were fans of TV shows that some of our investors had been in, and they didn't know a lick about soccer, which was okay. And we didn't assume who the soccer fan was. We wanted them to be an Angel City fan, and us be the first team that they, were a big fan of because of our investor. And so it really opened up different channels. And so now when they come to games and wear our jersey and post their own photos of our game day experience, which is incredible, that whole ecosystem of who's following Angel City is much broader and has much bigger legs. So it's been really an amplification of the work we want to do, and each have bought into that vision of treating this differently than any other sports property. The premium seating at BMO Stadium is really incredible. We sold out of our premium stadium seating when we did our season ticket holder campaigns early on. I think it took 3 days total. The appetite to, one, have an elevated experience and deliver on that when you're at that building and see the space, it was really incredible to see. So we've maintained a really healthy pipeline there of folks that want those seats, and it's a premium experience that our fans were hungry for, specifically for women's property. My favorite spot in the stadium is I think the North End Terrace, it is actually above the supporters section. While you can't see the action of the supporters, you feel it unlike any other place in the stadium because you're right above where the drumming is happening. You see the smoke sort of rise from beneath you, and you just reverberate the energy of our supporters, which is, of course, unique to soccer, and they go crazy during the entire 90-minute game.